This video is the last manifestation video that you ever have to watch. If you simply apply what I share in this video, you will get results, and I'm gonna show you exactly what to do right now. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm gonna be showing you a simple formula that you can apply in your life. And it's very simple. When you apply simple techniques, you find it's easier to actually implement. It's actually easy to stay consistent to. And I know that it can be tempting. It can be very, very tempting to watch many different type of manifestation videos, how to create your own reality, how to shift through parallel realities and understand what we're learning with quantum physics. It can be very, very tempting to watch many different perspectives. However, what happens is when we have all these different perspectives, there's not a clear focus as to actually what to do or how to be. Now that's why this video, I believe you can just keep on coming back to this video, understanding this is exactly what has allowed me to go from working a 9-to-5 job I didn't care about, seeing myself in a certain way, having a certain set of thoughts, actions, and feelings, and then changing my reality by what I apply in this video with the formula to where now I travel the world doing what I love. I live in a great amount of abundance, and I get to wake up every day excited to be alive. And I think that that's your natural birthright as well. I think it's something you do once you apply the formula that I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. Now before we get into that formula, what I want to share with you is something that is called the Robert Dilts model. The Robert Dilts model is a chart that shows you the different levels of change, the different levels of how we create transformation in our lives. Now, I didn't even know this when I applied the formula that I share with you that changed my life, and pretty much anybody that's attained a certain amount of success has used it indirectly or directly, but it's the simple idea. But look at this chart right here. So I'll have the Robert Dilts chart, which shows you at the bottom, you'll see that of the environment, then you will see behavior, then you will see skills and capabilities, then you will see that of beliefs and values, and then you will see that of identity. Now the thing is if you change at any of these levels, you then will change your life at a certain level. However, in a certain type of, what is the word I'm looking for? Like parameter, at a certain type of, interval, something like that. And the idea is that, for example, say you're currently living in a situation where you feel like people are bringing you down, you feel like you're around a lot of negative people. Well, what you could do is you could move your environment. And if you were to then move to a new place, for example, that may solve the problem. Or if you still have behaviors even behaviors or beliefs that say that everyone around me is negative, or you have behaviors that reflect that negativity back to you, that bring more negativity into your life, even if you change the environment, you still will get the same result. They have a saying that wherever you go, there you are. The idea is even if you change your environment, sometimes that doesn't guarantee change. However, it can definitely help. Now, as you move up these levels as well, as you look and you tailor your environment, then you could tailor your behaviors, change your habits. That'll have a certain effect on your life, but as you move up, these tend to have more and more influence over you. Then you have skills and capabilities, things that you learn about what you were doing. Say you were focused on creating art, which is a behavior, but then you started to develop that of skills and capabilities around that. Well, that's a little bit more of a detailed vibration, you could say. Now, the basis of everything I'm sharing with you today is that if you change your vibration, you change the reality you're experiencing. But this will help you understand a little bit more about what I eventually share with this formula. Then you'll see above that is values and beliefs. If you, for example, change your environment, but you still believe you're unworthy, you believe that negative people are always around you, then you'll find yourself recreating that environment again. Because the beliefs you have are what actualize and allow you to perceive of certain things in your life. So you could change the person the environment you're with, the kind of person you're around, but then if you have beliefs that keep bringing people like that in, then you will continue to create that experience. Now, above that of understanding your beliefs, whether you're unworthy or how hard it is to attract a relationship or how easy abundance comes to you, more powerful than your beliefs beliefs is your identity. It's who you are. It is the way that you see yourself. And when you change your identity, you change your life. Understand that your identity up until this point has been a game of agreement. You've simply agreed, this is who I am. Something happens to you, you agree that this is who I am. You have subconscious beliefs from your parents, you agree to it at subconscious levels and say, I'm going to take this on, this is who I am. And it's an unconscious thing, but it's still a part of the identity. Well, the process I'm going to be sharing with you has to do with becoming aware of that identity, letting it go, realize that you have to take responsibility for it because you agreed to it, and then simply realizing you can model and mirror the beliefs of the version of you living the dream life you want to live, and simply decide, that's who I am now. So this chart right here will help you understand that if you want to create change in your life, yeah, you can change your habits and behaviors. That'll have a certain effect on you. But more powerful than just changing your habits and behaviors is changing your beliefs about yourself. And more powerful than changing your beliefs about yourself is seeing yourself and having a self-image in a way that you relate to your identity in a completely new way. And that's why awareness is so powerful, because when you become aware of your identity, then you can actually do something about it. But if you just think this is the way reality works, this is the way I am, then what happens is that reality you experience, you will experience over and over and over and over again, because it's just on autopilot. So now that you see this, you can understand that if you want to create any vibrational change in your reality, you can change at the level of environment, you can change at the level of behavior, you can change at the level of skills and capabilities, beliefs and values, and identity. But here is the thing. The thing that I want to share with you is that what quantum physics is showing us is that every moment is a completely new moment. But we have memory. We have this memory that we have about who we are. Oh yeah, this is who I am. A lot of this is autopilot mind, because we're just thinking the same thoughts every day, feeling the same emotions every day, doing the same things every day. Therefore, we're getting the same results over and over and over again. But this is about being aware of that identity and then knowing that we're recreating ourselves over and over and over again. So the idea is, what story are you telling yourself? What story are you recreating for yourself over and over and over again? And if it feels like it's the same story, it's not actually the same story. It appears to be, because of the fluidity. It's a completely new same story. It's a completely new same story. It's a completely new same story over and over and over again. So the power of this is knowing that you are recreating yourself already. You don't even have to learn how to do this. But the thing is, are you creating yourself over and over and over again to be the kind of person that you really want to be? And if not, then there's an old story there. There's a story about why you can't have everything you want in your life. There's a story about why you don't have love in your life. There's a story about why you don't have the abundance you want in your life. But understand, it's just a story. But you might tell yourself it over and over and over. But remember, you're creating that over and over and over again. What quantum physics shows us is that everything is constantly dying and being reborn, dying and being reborn. But it's the story that glues this all together, that keeps that identity, the story about your identity, the story about who you are as a being here, as a being on planet Earth. Are you a spiritual being that has the flexibility to create what you want? Or are you this solid, heavy being with this heavy story and this dark past that's keeping you in a certain vibration? You see, beliefs create reality. You change your beliefs, you change your life. I like to go deeper than beliefs, and understanding that our identity is where our beliefs stem from. But when we can become free of the story, we then become free of all these things that keep us within a certain frequency bandwidth. Now here is the formula I want to share with you. This is what I used in my life. This is what completely transformed my life. This is why now I live in more abundance than ever before. It's this simple 3-part formula. And I'll explain it a little bit more, but in a second. This is what it is. Intention plus attention minus importance equals your preferred reality. So one more time. Intention is also action. Intention is an outcome for a way you prefer to be. Attention is your boundaries of your energy. It's your boundaries of your focus. It is your laser-like precision of the vision that you have. If you have a certain vision, if you have a certain thing you want to create in your life, but you're watching a lot of negative television, you're listening to people tell you can't do something, you don't have strong boundaries, and therefore you're vibrationally getting pulled in many different directions. But if you can tailor your attention, which is exactly what I did on YouTube, is I simply focused on daily videos. I had friends that were like, hey Aaron, come hang out. I had to say, nope, I have this vision. I have this attention that I have to focus on what I'm doing, because attention equals growth. Now, intention is action and being. Intention is also connected to your heart center. You can look at the Dr. Wayne Dyer definition of intention, which has to do with your intention in life, your purpose in life. So intention / action plus attention, which is your boundaries of going in a certain direction, minus importance. If you make things very, very important, you put it on a pedestal. It's immediately separate from you. What you are doing when you put things on a pedestal is you are saying that your identity is below that of what you quote unquote want to be. For example, if I was like, oh, it would be so amazing to be full-time on YouTube. Oh my goodness, so amazing. That would just be so cool. It's very, very, very important I do this. I would then create resistance, and I would be saying, I'm not there yet. Anytime you say, I really, really want, you know what you also say? I really, really don't currently have. Because if you wanted it, well, if you didn't want it, it means you would already be in the vibration of being able to have it. The vibration of wanting something and the vibration of having something are two completely different realities. I say, I go, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. I'm saying I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it, if I don't have it. But if I were to say and just see myself as natural, it's a part of my self-image, it's natural for me to be making daily videos on YouTube, sharing these ideas online. I have boundaries with my attention, and then I also have intention, which is the action and the thoughts and the outcome, then I'd create that in my life. And here's the formula that will absolutely transform your life. This is the basis of all of my teaching on YouTube. This is everything I teach on YouTube right here. You are recreating yourself over and over and over again regardless. You don't have to learn how to do this. It's going to happen regardless. There is a version of you that exists right now, because everything exists right here, right now. There is a version of you that is the dream version of you, exactly how you'd like to be, that thinks a certain way, that feels a certain way. There's a version of you that's living your ideal lifestyle, that's in the perfect relationship, has the perfect family dynamic, that is has certain daily habits every day, that lives in abundance. That version of you already exists. The vibration of that version of you may be different than the current vibration of you. Look at that best possible case version of you. Notice your thoughts, notice your emotions, notice your actions, notice your habits, notice the kind of books you read, notice the kind of lifestyle you have, notice the kind of way you relate to other people, notice the belief sets you have, notice the skills and capabilities you have, notice the kind of boundaries you have. And all you got to do then is you use your imagination to imagine this version of you, is you decide that's who you are now. That's you. That's who you prefer to be. That's the real you anyways, because it's connected to your heart. So what you do is you simply decide that's who I am now. That version already exists. If you model the thoughts, the behaviors, the actions, and the boundaries of that version of you, you will eventually get that reality. Because that's the way reality works. It's a reflection of our vibration. And like a radio signal, a radio tuner just tunes to different radio stations. All the frequencies already exist. The radio just tunes to a frequency that already exists and then can then perceive of it. In the same way, the version of you that's killing the game, living the kind of lifestyle you want, it already exists. All you gotta do is tune yourself to it. Tune to the vibration of it by simply deciding, this is who I am now. Now, inevitably what will come up are these stories about, oh, it can't be that easy. I can't just decide that's who I am. I'm gonna have all these negative beliefs that come up. These negative stories. Well, that's why you do something called meditate every single day for 10 or 15 minutes, and you become aware of these stories. You become aware of these doubts. You become aware of these things, and as you learn to observe it, you then relate to it in a new way. But you decide that's who you are now, so when these things come up, you realize you identify it as part of the old you. It's no longer you. It's the old you. It's the unconscious you. It's the you that was on autopilot. It's the you that was just absorbing the beliefs of your environment, your family, and the news. It's not really you. Most of who you think you are, if you're on autopilot, is not you anyways. It's agreements that have happened in the past. It's agreements about who you are, the stories you tell yourself, but it's not actually you, the identity you that you prefer to be. Unless you're living your purpose, you're living your passion, and you feel completely aware of these patterns. And they'll continue to come up. I still have parts of myself and layers of myself coming up. It's like, oh, there's this unconscious shadow aspect of myself. I become aware of it, and in the awareness, I realize it's not really me. And then I can just be the version I prefer to be. The essence of what I also, the summary of everything I teach is to go beyond beliefs. Understand your beliefs create your reality, but go beyond beliefs and into being. Being in the frequency, in the flow state, in who you really are. And when you do that, there's no intellectual ideas of beliefs and limiting beliefs and all these things. When you're just being, when you're present to the moment, when you understand this perfect version of you already exists and all you got to do is be it. Give yourself permission to be it. Reality is based on agreement. You've simply agreed that you like my content and you watch my videos, and therefore, because other people have also agreed to it, the channel has grown and now I can do what I love full time. Here's the thing. I had to first give myself permission to be that version of myself, and then everyone started to see me the way I saw myself. Because all reality is a reflection anyways. So give yourself permission to be the way you prefer to be. See yourself the way you want other people to see you. Simply be that version of you. Give yourself permission. You see, you could, on that chart that I showed you, where you have environments, behaviors, skills and capabilities, beliefs and identity, you can just be the artist. That's the identity. Just be the artist. And naturally, you'll find yourself in an environment where you're the artist. You'll find yourself behaving like the artist. You'll develop the skills and the capabilities of the artist. You'll eventually have the consistent beliefs that you're the artist. And that all trickles down. But what sometimes people try to do is they change at the bottom levels. They say, I'm not an artist yet. I can't give myself permission to be the artist. I have to have an art gallery studio. I have to have a lot of people that agree that my art is valuable. I have to have all of these things in place, then I can be an artist. But you see, the way reality works is not that you must first have something, then you can do something, then you can be something. The way reality really works is you must first be it, then you can do it, and when you do it, it's coming from a different vibration, and then you can have that which you want. Change at the level of being. And the way you do that is your intention, your action, you being the version of you prefer to be. All I did to go full-time on YouTube is I imagined the future version of me in a year from now. How was I thinking, feeling, and acting? And then I realized that that version of me was making daily videos on YouTube. I was working a 9-to-5 job selling women's shoes. I said, this is the old me. This is the old story that I have to work a 9-to-5 job I don't care about. And I simply identified the version of me that I was like, oh, that version of Aaron is making daily videos. I'm going to start making daily videos. I did that, and within months went full-time doing what I love. I simply gave myself permission to be it. Here's the funny thing. I started making videos. First 5, 10, 15 videos were very cringy. Even now, some of my videos might be a little bit cringy. But guess what? As I started to do it, I started to change my self-image. I started to see myself at the level of identity. I'm like, well, I'm making daily videos. I'm doing what full-time YouTubers do. But then I started to give myself permission to just express my ideas. And then as I put off that energy, guess what happened? People are like, oh, Aaron, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. I'm going to follow. I'm going to subscribe. But it stems from my beingness. It stems from my own energy. It's a certainty I have within myself. I think the reason a lot of people like my videos, by the way, is because I just have a lot of certainty behind what I say. I say things, make it simple, and show you that you can do it too. But it's the energy behind what I say. I just believe in what I just believe in what I talk about. I really do believe wholeheartedly in everything that I say. It works for me. I believe it will work for you, and that's what people like. I give myself permission to express these ideas and to be that. And in the same way, how can you be the version of you prefer to be? How can you look at the level of identity and simply decide, this is who I am now? Simple. That's who I am now. And as you begin to tap into that, everything begins to change. So you have the old story that you tell yourself, the old autopilot way that you've been, of a story that's on autopilot, and then what you do is you identify and you can become aware of the current thoughts, emotions, and actions you're taking. That's the old you. You're recreating yourself over and over and over again, whether you try or not. Now the idea is you can create a greater degree of change between, quote, where you are and you live in your dream reality. You can just decide that's who you are now by mirroring and modeling the thoughts, habits, and actions of that version of you. It's a simple process. There's also something I teach for this called the shift technique. I have a webinar that shows you how to experience the shift. If you haven't seen it yet, you can join the next one by clicking the link in the top of the description box below. I will show you how to get out of what is called the identity lock. The identity lock is what keeps this story going, and how you can simply be in this higher vibrational state, which, by the way, you're a higher vibrational being. How you can just simply be that version of you, and how you can then change your life from the inside out. It has to do with the level of identity. I show you exactly how to do that in the Shift Experience webinar. Click in the top description box below. We also are going to do a live activation. Helps you to activate that energy within you and to wire in this version of you. And what you do is click on the top of that description box and you can join right there. Also, if you do me a favor, let me know what you thought of the energy of this video. You can smash that like button and claim that you are the new version of you. You just be that version. Let me know what you thought of this video. Also, leave video topics down in the comment section below. Let me know what other kind of video topics you'd like me to make videos on. I'm open to suggestions. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.